When you just say sorry, it's the damage was already done.
And we apologize to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
So if someone would say, yo, you can put up some craziness and just say sorry, then why wouldn't anybody else do that? That's the only recourse.
This is not the first time that someone has tried to silence Jack.
What kind of answer was that? What is up? What is up, YouTube? Diddy son suing Jaguar Wright over these allegations. What? Hey, check it out. If you don't like it, you can click away. What you say?
I thought I'd just send this one out to Diddy's kids.
Hey,
It's Uncle Mike, yeah.
I like the vocals on this one. I like the way the vocals sound. Yeah. Uncle Mike in his own studio, y'all check it.
They say the apple don't fall far from the tree. Now the sun's in the light where the cameras be. Puff built an empire off of hustle and fame. Now the boys in the court trying to clear their name. Media buzzing, got the headlines lit. Talking about charges, but the facts don't fit. A legacy's great, ain't easy to bend. When your father's a mogul, they all stop and stare. Now he's standing in the courtroom, pressure so wild. With the world on his shoulder, legacy on trial. He ain't asked for the fame or the flashing lens. Just trying to live life, not make amends. Now he's standing in the courtroom, pressure so wild. With the world on his shoulder, legacy on trial. He ain't asked for the fame or the flashing lens. Just trying to live life, not make amends. They see Diddy in his eyes, so the judgment's fast. But the son ain't the sin of his father's past. Every move they make, they dissect with spite. Forget he's still young, trying to find what's right. Whispers in the crowd, they talk like they know, but ain't been in the shoes or walked through the snow. Social media courtroom is useless feed. Facts take a back seat when clicks gonna lead. Now he's standing in the courtroom, pressure so wild. With the world on his shoulder, legacy on trial. He ain't asked for the fame or the flashing lens. Just trying to live life, not make amends. Now he's standing in the courtroom, pressure so wild. With the world on his shoulder, legacy on trial. He ain't asked for the fame or the flashing lens. Just trying to live life, not make amends. The truth's gonna rise and the lies don't win. But karma got a timing and it don't pretend. If you're guilty, let justice take control. If he innocent, let him walk out whole. So before you throw shade or feed that flame, remember every man got his own damn name. Not just the son of a star or a hip-hop king. He's a man with a voice, let the gavel ring. Let's rap.
Don't nobody want to hear your music. I was trying to. That's right. I said I was going to screen shoot it, but I wasn't. When I saw that comment, I wasn't on my phone. So I played the song because I was. First of all, I ain't heard that one in a good little while. I'm tired. Hey, y'all, I've been doing my exercise every morning, man. I've been trying to, every morning I've been doing my little leg ups. 1, 2, you do like this. And I'm up to 60 now. And every day I'm feeling better, man. So drink a whole lot of this. And every morning, as soon as my feet hit the ground, time to do exercise and thank the Lord. Time to do exercise and thank the Lord. Now, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. I'm dying to see what this thing got to say, man. I found it. Oh, I can do a thumbs up right here now, y'all. That's cool. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy out.
A defamation lawsuit was just filed in New York by Diddy's sons, asking Jaguar Wright to cease and desist. Diddy's sons are coming after Jaguar Wright for exposing their connection to his freak-off parties and how they were responsible for sourcing the minors.
Now hold up, man. This one right here, this,
asking Jaguar
I don't know which is which, y'all. My
Wright to
bad.
cease and desist. Diddy's sons are coming.
The one right here with the purple jacket on. I think he has more talent, more potential than the one in the white, the son. It's something about him that just let me know that not only are you fake, but you don't have any talent. It just so happens that Diddy's your daddy. And that's the only thing that's going for you. That's it. You don't have nothing else going, man. That's just me. Let's continue.
After Jaguar Wright for exposing their connection to his freak-off parties and how they were responsible for sourcing the minors. With Diddy on his way out, his children have started suing everyone that tried to reveal his secrets. 50 Cent, Jaguar Wright, and even Gene Deal, they all know that Diddy and his sons were at the same parties and doing the same things. Is this enough to silence Jaguar Wright, or is she going to continue to speak out against Diddy?
People online are saying that going after Piers Morgan was the right move instead of targeting Jaguar Wright. What do you think about that?
To me, if I'm being in that position, Paul, I'm going to say I need the truth told. I don't need her to ever be able to spread that again if it's a lie. I don't want to hear her say that. My kids got to hear it. People in business have to keep asking me. They didn't do anything to stop her from keep talking. And a lawsuit suing her would do that. And if they sued Pierce instead of a cease and desist, then everyone would know that you can get sued for that. But when you just say sorry, it's the damage was already done.
We apologize to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
So if someone would say, yo, you could put up some craziness and just say sorry, then why wouldn't anybody else do that? That's the only recourse.
This is not the first time that someone has tried to silence Jack.
What kind of answer was that? The lawyers just, first of all, they ain't have a leg to stand on. Look, Piers Morgan, look, bro, we doing a show. But because I am on y'all team and I'm trying to get more work with y'all and everything, we're going to go ahead and delete it. That's all that happened. It's been seen. Jaguar got a copy of it. I got a copy of it. Everybody got a copy of it. It's been seen. So to show you guys, you know what? My bad. We had to take down videos before. We done took down videos. I'm on my way to the Philippines and we got an email which was some bull. Bullshit. It's all bull, y'all. If you think about it like it's all bull, then you will understand that you need to take this video. I followed up on the email and said, this some bullshit. I know it's bull. All you had to do is just ask me to take the video down. Number one, the video been up there for a whole month. We ain't get no views off of it that anymore. The video only made us like $40. We'll take it down. You gotta pick and choose your battles, man, sometimes. You always want to stand on, and you ain't gonna tell me what to do. Dude, I got bigger fish to fry, bruh. We running 5 channels now, man. And this one video that ain't getting views. That's what Piers Morgan did. Look here. I do all kinds of shows and videos and stuff like that. This little girl, and the one thing she said, we just cut that part out. I ain't got no I got bigger fish to fry. You go after her. She the one said it, not me. Y'all coming after, man, forget y'all. I just take the thing down. I got bigger things to do. That's what happened with Piers Morgan. Y'all need to go after that little girl. Y'all ain't say nothing to her. I know it's bull. Bullshit. Piers Morgan's like, I know it's bull, but let's just take it down and keep
Jaguar,
it moving.
and it's probably not going to be.
That's crazy.
But when you just say sorry, it's the damage was already done.
Right. If he said sorry, the damage already done. My bad. I'm sorry. What you want me to do? Because no matter what you do in court, you ain't going to get me. I ain't got to worry about things like this. I'm just trying to stroke your little ego a little bit. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Sometimes the battle is it ain't worth it. I don't want to see you in court. You got paperwork and documents. Fine, what you want us to do? Take it down and I apologize. Now let's keep moving on. Yeah, that's right. We won that thing. You ain't win shit. You ain't win nothing. Purr's got bigger things to do, man. You ain't win, you lost. Shouldn't have done it in the first place to have that girl saying all these bad things about you in the first place. Now your kids got civil lawsuits on you. When is it going to stop? And you ain't do nothing? You ain't do nothing, dog. You got your kids involved in this mess.
Apologize to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
So if someone would say, yo, you could put up some craziness and just say sorry, then why wouldn't anybody else do that? That's the only recourse.
This is not the first time that someone has tried to silence Jaguar, and it's probably not going to be the last time either. Just a few months ago, Jay-Z and Beyonce sent a cease and desist letter to Piers Morgan for airing an interview with Jaguar Wright where she exposed their connection to Diddy. According to Jaguar, all of these billionaires are working together to silence anyone that could reveal their crimes. Jaguar was never sued directly because Jay-Z and Beyonce knew that she can prove all of her claims in court.
This case that happened in the R. Kelly case, because if that had been properly addressed, this would have been addressed back then. These people have been working together, all in cahoots for all of this time, and it needs all to be addressed. I'm glad it's not just me anymore. I'm glad it's someone else. I'm glad there are other people who need to be heard. I'll be sure. I'm glad they're hearing him, Cassie. I'm glad they're hearing her, Kim Porter. Through, I'll be sure. I'm glad. Natanya Rubin, I'm glad. All of these things. So yeah, it's mixed emotions, but I just know when you pray for something and God answers it, you should be happy.
Things got so bad that Jaguar was being targeted for what she had to say. The one person that can link Jay-Z and Diddy together and come forward as an eyewitness is Jaguar Wright. And there's a lot that she can say that would send Diddy and Jay-Z to prison.
What happens with exposures? You make yourself vulnerable to all kinds of attacks, seen and unseen. What happened to my friend? When he passed away, there was $250,000 on my head and $150,000 on his. But what if I had decided to go back with my head held low and said, Sean, I'm willing to play the game, and then found a way to get inside of him and move him around.
Now, with Diddy set to be released in 2 years' time, his children have started to get things ready for their dad. It's not even their fault. They have no choice. According to Jaguar, Diddy's kids are stuck with the devil as their father. You can see it in their eyes. They don't want to be with Diddy. While Diddy was crying in the courtroom after his sentence, his kids were walking out smiling.
Why do you think Diddy's kids spoke out publicly?
What choice do they have?
Even I think one of the sons did a rap, and he's like,
What choice do they have? When you're dealing with the kind of narcissistic control freak that Diddy is, and you raise children under that, the financial abuse for all of them is probably the worst. Because there's no way they can make money without him. He has them locked in. And if he falls, who's going to hire them? Who's going to fund them? Who's going to look out for them? No one. Right. No one. They're not fighting for their father. They're fighting for their survival. What they all gonna do? Go work? His reputation is tarnished. They're also being implicated in some of his crimes. They will be pariahs. They're gonna be worse off than OJ's kids.
So what's stopping any?
Like, did y'all hear what I just said?
Yeah, I frowned up. I was like, dang.
Does anybody think about what happened
to OJ's
to Nicole
kids?
Brown Simpson's children that she had? with Orenthal James.
No one even talks about them. What happened?
It's like they don't even exist. And their lives are a lot more humble than they would have been.
Diddy forced his children to speak out in his favor during the trial, thinking it would be enough to get him off the hook completely. Diddy walked into court thinking he'll be a free man. He had even booked speaking engagements for next week in Miami. Not even this was enough to save him, though, and he still got 4 years in prison. Diddy is scared of what might happen to him behind bars.
Diddy's children speak about their father at his sentencing hearing. And they honestly don't have a lot of time to say much, but they were given a little bit of time to say something. Quincy starts off by saying he's transformed. He will not jeopardize his freedom again. As his children, we wish to heal together. Next up is Diddy's son, Justin. I ask you to give my father a second chance. My father is my superhero. My father always told me to believe in God. Talk to my father every day, every other hour. Next is Christian Combs. I am the one who most resembles my pops, my mannerisms. My whole life I studied my dad up and down. He's the greatest man in the world, my superhero. He told me to treat women like a queen, and I do. I see in his eyes, as his twin, that he has changed. My name is Jessie Combs, and I am 18 years old, and she cries. When my mother passed away, I was just a little girl. I remember my dad sitting us down. It helped me survive when I just wanted my mom. My name is Chance Combs, his daughter. He's changed, and she starts crying. Sorry. He speaks with a clear mind. My name is Delilah Combs. We watch our 2-year-old sister. She cannot grow up fatherless. Honor, please. And she starts crying. Let us move forward, not as a headline, but as a family. The judge says, thank you all.
Diddy didn't even turn to look at his children when he was sentenced. All of his tears were nothing more than a calculated move to gain sympathy before sentencing.
Wow.
His children didn't really care either. They walked out of the courtroom smiling, while Diddy was on his knees crying for his life.
He cried a lot today. When his children were just sobbing, you could tell he was on the verge of crying when they were begging, please give my father a chance, please show my father mercy. And then he turned around, he told his kids he failed them, he cried, he turned on his mom. He said, I failed you, Mom, I cried. He kind of just exasperatedly put his head in his hands. So by the time all of that had played out and we got to the reading of the arguments or the rationale why Judge Submaranian imposed the sentence of 4 years and 2 months, he was saying things like the statute requires a significant sentence. This evidence was massive in terms of the coercion. So when family members started to see it was going down that road, the children were stone-faced when the verdict was read. He was stone-faced. The only person who really showed emotion was Dana Tran, the mother of his youngest child. She could see it coming. She just started burying her head in her hands. So this is done. This is over. Obviously, we can expect an appeal in this case. We'll have to see what happens, where what prison he will be assigned to when he is released from MDC. But I just cannot underestimate how dense this was, because his attorneys moved from making legal arguments to making personal pleas. Even Nicole Westmoreland, a high-powered attorney from Atlanta, she started off saying what he had done for the Black community, how he broke barriers in hip-hop and hip-hop clothing, and in brand partnership with his spirits industry. Then she started to speak about how he personally inspired her. She got emotional. Never seen a defense attorney pretty much cry or sob or be so emotionally wrought.
Yeah. The only reason Diddy's family is still with him is because they're all involved in the same crimes. Justin was even named in a lawsuit alongside Diddy. This was all clear from the start. Diddy wasn't working alone. Finding out that the person helping him was his own son, however...
Make up your mind, dog. What's up with this hair? I mean, if this is you, man, with the cool curly type look for the younger generation. What?
Justin was even named in a
What's up with this? Maybe he was playing a part in a movie, so he had to do that. You trying to do like a Cat Williams type thing. Make up your mind,
alongside
cousin.
Diddy. This was all clear from the start. Diddy wasn't working alone. Finding out that the person helping him was his own son, however, is disgusting.
here's where some of the allegations against his son, Justin Combs, come in. So all this takes us back to February, when Rodney Jones, also known as the producer Lil Rod, filed civil suit against Diddy. In his lengthy lawsuit, Lil Rod straight name drops Justin Combs, describing him as someone who solicits prostitutes, underage girls, and workers. There's actually a picture of Justin Combs with an allegedly underage girl shown in the lawsuit. Now, in this specific instance, Lil Rod alleges at least one underage girl came to Diddy's home for a listening party. Ex-worker was also apparently solicited and a freak-off ensued. As an aside, this is the same night that Lil Rod alleges Diddy forced him to take a laced shot. He started to feel lightheaded and then woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, naked next to an ex-worker. It's important to note Justin Combs is listed as a defendant on this case because, according to Lil Rod, he facilitated Diddy's alleged RICO enterprise and at times participated.
Chaotic scenes as Diddy's family came to court to support him at his sentencing.
How you feeling today, Mama?
His mother, Janice, was followed by his son, Quincy, and 3 daughters who entered court hand in hand. Another son and his girlfriend were also there to show their support.
Why is it so much hand holding?
Jaguar was pulling back the curtains on all these allegations. She wanted the world to know that Diddy was the reason Justin...
Hold up, man. It must be a man in right there saying, okay, y'all got to hold hands when y'all walk out here. Why are they holding all these hands? Can somebody answer that? You going into court and going, they don't hold hands no other time. We're going in court, y'all. Okay, everybody hold hands, stay together. They already barricade off. Why y'all holding hands? To play that sympathy card. That's what that's
Quincy
about.
Had ended
Here we go. That's crazy, man.
Jaguar was pulling back the curtains on all these allegations. She wanted the world to know that Diddy was the reason Justin and Quincy had ended up being the way they were. Diddy turned them into monsters.
With Kim's sons, I'm so grateful that she doesn't have to witness any of this. Because this probably would have killed her.
Stopping
any white Christian under scrutiny, Quincy being mocked and scorned, the girls now being implicated into home in the SA with their father by a girl who worked the white parties. Like, this is a lot. And they didn't choose it. They were born into this. I don't think anybody's paying attention to that. The choice they got. If that man calls and say, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, what else are they going to do? They gotta bet on him. I'm sure they're all praying he makes it, because if not, what are they going to do? And they definitely can't count on Grandma Janice.
Oh, wow.
They're screwed. One way or the other, they're screwed.
So there's no escape for them.
How?
50 mentioned all this in his letter to the judge, too. Before Diddy's sentencing, 50 Cent wrote a letter begging him to not let Diddy out. Near the end of the letter, 50 said Diddy's sons were involved in similar crimes, and if Diddy was let out, they would all return to doing the same things again.
The Moranian. Now, he posts this as a text message. I don't know if this was a text message to his lawyer, where maybe he was instructing his lawyer to write this letter to the judge. If you don't know, the judge is accepting letters in the case of the sentencing of Sean P. Diddy Combs, who's set to be sentenced tomorrow. And 50 Cent decided to write his letter to the judge as well. If you don't know, at this point, I think it's abundantly clear that 50 Cent is the baby father of the child that belongs to not only 50, but the woman that is identified as Jane Doe. That woman, I think we now know, is Daphne Joy. So Daphne Joy's baby daddy is 50 Cent. So maybe there's a reason and there's some relevance here for 50 to have somewhat of a letter being sent to the judge. Why? Well, one of the two victims, or the main two victims, which is victim one, we all know is Cassie, but victim two is known as Daphne Joy. Who's Daphne Joy's baby father? 50 Cent. So he writes a letter and he says, "Dear Judge Summarian, I've had an ongoing dispute with Puffy for over 20 years. He's very dangerous. Multiple times I have feared for my life. I think you should consider the safety of the general public, Your Honor, before unleashing him upon them. There hasn't been enough time for him to reform or make any adjustments, despite his trying to teach a class in there." This is how you know he actually wrote this. This is bad grammar. Despite him trying to teach a class in there. As you're already aware, the government has spent maximum amount of money on deploying federal agencies, which appear to be an army, in two locations simultaneously. Later, his sons, who's dealing with his own R-word allegations, claimed that the feds had hit the wrong house. Anyway, Diddy's only going to return to hiring more male sex workers and keep most of the baby oil away from the general public, and babies need it. My Netflix doc on this scandalous subject is coming soon.
50 wasn't talking only about Justin here. Diddy's other son, Christian, has lawsuits alleging against him too.
Y'all, please don't believe that. That's a post. That's an Instagram post. He didn't write that to the judge. It's not even documented. It's not documented. Dude, you got Sean's letter. You got Puffy's letter. You got Cassie's letter. You got Mia's letter. You got the other Gina's letter. You got Cassie's letter. Did I say Cassie twice? But why 50 Cent letter ain't posted in the Diddy documents? That's an Instagram post. I'm gonna do this, make them think I did. Yeah. That's a social media game, man. Come on, bruh. Y'all don't know this stuff? Oh my God, ain't I supposed to be the dummy?
Netflix doc on this scandalous subject is coming soon.
And they doing exactly, 50 Cent is doing exactly what social media is supposed to do. He using that to keep his name relevant and stuff. Come on, I can play this game. I'm gonna play this game. Y'all gonna laugh. Watch
50
this.
wasn't talking only about Justin here.
Game.
Diddy's other son, Christian, has lawsuits alleging against him too. According to court documents, Christian allegedly assaulted 26-year-old Grace O'Marcaigh. Grace filed a lawsuit claiming that Christian raped her and violated her after driving her at one of Diddy's yacht parties.
And she was 25 years old at the time. She believed that the trip would be a, quote, wholesome family excursion, but says it, quote, turned into a hedonistic environment, even describing rampant drug use amongst workers and celebrities who came on board. She believes that the alcohol on the yacht had been laced with drugs because she says women would have one drink and then almost immediately pass out or start falling over. This is, by the way, something that it was also alleged in Jones's lawsuit, that Combs would spike the drinks of different people. But focusing on Christian Combs, O'Marcaigh says that Christian Combs had been staying at a villa on the shore, but that he would come onto the yacht in the evening to party. And on December 28, 2022, Christian reportedly arrived very intoxicated and then proceeded to pressure O'Marcaigh to take shots of tequila. She did. Christian allegedly tried to get her to drink more in the yacht's makeshift studio.
Let's not forget how Diddy's sons filed a lawsuit to block the release of their Kim Porter's memoir. This memoir allegedly contains details of how Diddy ran his operation and mentions specifically who was helping him. The only ones trying to stop this book from being published are Diddy's children. Allegedly, they want a piece of the profits.
Here is the other thing with Mr. Burgess. He apparently says he owns the rights to a book that was reportedly based on the alleged memoir of Kim Porter. In fact, according to TMZ, Burgess' phone was seized by the feds, and on it was a copy of a flash drive with material that was used in this book. Here's the problem. Christian and Quincy Combs, these are the sons of Diddy and Kim Porter, Quincy's actually adopted by Diddy, But they are reportedly fighting back, and they have sent Burgess a cease and desist letter to prevent the further sale of this book. They argue this is just an attempt to capitalize on Porter's fame and that they own the rights to her IP, her intellectual property, like her diary entries, her potential manuscript. As her heirs, they own it. And they also want an accounting of current sales of the book. To be clear, though, they aren't acknowledging that there is, in fact, a long-lost memoir from their mother. In fact, they've actually denied that before when there was a similar book, a derivative work, we'll talk about that, published by this guy named Chris Todd on Amazon. They were adamantly fighting against that. They said that their mother wouldn't write this. But what they're basically saying is if something should exist, they own it.
Diddy even used his family as a tool to help him
Man, I stopped. To be honest, man, I ain't even read the whole damn book. My bad, y'all, for cussing. Sean, what the F? She blasted Sean. Responded calmly, relax, baby. It's a little story. It's a little bit of a story written about all the crap that you done already heard. All the crap that you already heard on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook about Diddy, the kids, and everything. Been up there for years, and they put it into a little book. Yeah. It ain't nothing in this book that y'all ain't heard about. If y'all been halfway following the case, it ain't nothing in this book. I paid $250 for the book because they took the book down. How dare you? And these are they fake names. How dare you, Jamil T. Millwood and Kimberly Porters, rest in peace. How dare the two guys that put this thing out? This is her story, bruh. If you had any documentations or any paperwork on this lady, you should have gave it to her mama or her daddy or her sister or her brother or somebody in her family. How dare you try to make money off of somebody else's life? Isn't that dumb? I wouldn't even want that money. I done found all this documentation on you or Gene Deal or somebody important and say, I'm gonna write a book about this and put it out. That's their life, man. $250. That's the price for the book. It went up. Everybody trying to get money. Okay, so let's just talk about the elephant that's in the room. Money. Everybody needs it. There is no way in the world, man. Look at this book. The exact same book, bruh. I thought it was something important in there that we can do a YouTube channel on. And I just said, well, everything in the book already we talked about.
Mother wouldn't write this. But what they're basically saying is if something should exist, they own it.
Stand this dude, man.
Diddy even used his family as a tool to help him pressurize the victims. Several times during Diddy's trial, prosecutors told the judge that Diddy had been in direct contact with the victims and his family had also been reaching out to them on his behalf. As a result of Diddy pressuring these victims, several of them refused to testify, and one even wrote a letter to the judge saying that Diddy was innocent.
New details this morning in the sex trafficking case against Sean Diddy Combs. Prosecutors now claiming that from behind bars, Combs has been trying to reach out to victims and possible witnesses. And ABC's Phil Lipoff is here now with this story. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning, Gio. Diddy's lawyers trying for a third time to get him out on bail, but this time, the prosecution telling the judge about attempts they say the rap mogul made from behind bars to influence everyone from potential jury to alleged victims.
That's crazy.
This morning,
man.
prosecutors leveling new accusations against Sean Diddy Combs, saying he poses a serious risk of danger, even from behind bars, as he awaits trial. In a court filing late Friday, prosecutors detailing the steps they say Combs is taking while locked up to reach out to prospective witnesses and influence public opinion to affect potential jurors.
The accusations within the prosecution's motion to deny bail are very serious and will be considered very heavily by the judge, because the judge is going to want to ensure that he is not influencing witnesses and or contacting anyone to influence a trial in any way.
Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges of racketeering, transportation to engage in prostitution, and trafficking. He denies any wrongdoing. The government now asking a judge not to grant Combs' third request for bail, in which the music mogul offers a $50 million.
Come on, man. Y'all killing me with this old news. I thought my news was old.
Well over 2 decades. 2 years is nothing for the kind of crimes that he was committing. And
go.
according to most other lawyers, it's surprising that Diddy didn't receive a longer sentence.
This was a very long sentencing hearing, which Sean Combs himself, once larger than life, was left begging for mercy, standing at the defense table, telling the judge that he's a changed man, apologizing for his behavior. But that request for a lenient sentence of time served was rejected by the judge, Arun Subramanian, who said it was insufficient to send the kind of message that he wanted to send, that violence against women must be met with real accountability.
I'm trying to figure out, to be honest, with this sentencing. I'm trying to figure out how and what are y'all looking at to even think that he was going to get time served. I'm wondering what y'all looking at. And it's a shame for any and everybody was talking about some time served. I don't know what court system you looking at, bruh. I don't know what you're not seeing, and that's right in front of your face. Time served on 2 counts. That was crazy. If you thought that he should really get time served on them 2 counts, right? You need to reevaluate, re-educate yourself on anything that's going on in society. And that's a fact.
And so he sentenced Sean Combs to 4 years in prison. That's not as much as federal prosecutors here wanted. They wanted 11 years in prison, reminding the judge that Sean Combs has a penchant for violence.
I thought the lowest that judge was going to go would be 5 years. That would have been the lowest. And I'm thinking that after all the stuff that he had did, my lowest would be 5 years as a judge. So since you done added on all this other stuff, I'm going to give you 6 years. That's why I kept saying 6 years. But I was off by 2 years. 4. I was off by 2 years. And everybody and their mama clearly know that 50 months is almost like a slap in the face. But it's a slap, y'all. It's a scar. We got to keep our heads up. We came this far. It took this long to get this far. At least he's incarcerated. At least he got a record now. At least he's over there still trying to get out. I'm trying to get out, and he can't. That hurts. That gotta hurt a little bit, y'all. So it's a little bit of pain, a little bit of hurt, but at least it's not I'm a walk away free man with no record at all. He got a record now. Think about that.
Gene Deal said the same thing. Diddy is lucky he got away so easily.
He got
because he
very
only
lucky.
had to do 85% in the feds, and he goes to probably a halfway house. So he got off like a fat rat in a cheese factory. But for a dude like Diddy going to jail and spending all that time, you know, I'm not saying it's going to be rough or nothing like that, because his former president of Bad Boy, Kirk Burrows, with the federal jail. You understand? Lil' Kim with the federal jail.
Hey.
So, you know, because the type of dude he is, you know, he'll make it, he'll be all right. And plus they gonna send him to a camp, bruh. He'll be in somebody camp or somebody dormitory, whereas that it'll be real light for him. So, you know, he'll see the streets back again in 24 months. He'll be out within 2 years. It seems like a lot saying 50 months and everything like that, but it's not really a lot, not at all, bro. It's not a lot at all.
Several judges and lawyers are shocked at the length of Diddy's sentence. There were over a dozen witnesses and video footage showing Diddy being violent and abusive. Even on the day of his arrest, he was engaging in freak-off sessions. Guns and drugs were recovered from the site. Even with all this evidence, Diddy is being allowed to get away scot-free.
What is your reaction to the sentencing? Do you think that this was a fair sentence?
I think it was a very fair sentence. And I think it's a good sentence for Diddy. I mean, if we go back to where this started, with the racketeering and the trafficking, I mean, had he been convicted on those, he's looking at life potentially. So as well as an asset forfeiture of his businesses and his monies and things like that. So had this gone south, he could have really been devastating, completely taken the liberation of his life, of his freedom and his businesses. So where are we now? We're looking at 50 months, which is less than what the prosecution wanted, which is less than what the sentencing guidelines were. So the judge even came in below that. And so if, in light of everything that he was facing from the very beginning, even to now, it's really a good deal for him.
So do you think this is more of a win for the defense then?
I think it's more of a win for the defense. There was no chance he was going to get 14 months. That would have been off the table. What happened here really was, even though sentences for these types of crimes could have been a little bit less, the violence that the judge commented on earlier really, I think, made an impression on the judge. And that's what exacerbated the sentence.
You said the judge is going to look at everything else that came out in that courtroom, and the sentencing will be related to that. Mm-hmm. So you were right. Were you surprised at the 50 months?
Well, I was surprised it wasn't more, quite frankly. Based on the prosecutors wanted 11 years. The judge, as we know, said he would be considering things.
Yeah, so I just want everybody to know, man, that we all feel it, man. We all feel it. That 50 months should have been more. Daggone, Judge, you just pissed both sides off. You should have let him go. 50 months? That's ridiculous. He got robbed. They doing Diddy wrong. That's all the Diddy lovers, right? Then you got the people that say, throw him to the wolves. 50 months? That ain't nothing. The judge just pissed both sides off.
Based on the prosecutors wanted 11 years. The
Based
judge,
on
as we
everything.
know, said he would be considering things outside of the conviction. Mm-hmm. And so and wouldn't give him $1 million bond, or I think later he offered $50 million, and you wouldn't give him a bond. So no, I thought he was going to bring the hammer down a little harder.
Yeah.
But 5 years is 5 years, 4 years and 2 months rather.
Right, because there is 14 months time served. Mm-hmm. So you're looking at about maybe 3 years?
Yes.
3 years. Now, what they're saying, I don't know if this is true or not. Was that?
The 1 year off, or 1.4, I'm sorry, year and 4 months, as
Right.
you just said.
Exactly, yeah. 14 months of time served.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if he qualifies for the RDAP program, which is a residential drug abuse program, he could potentially get like 6 months off, maybe a little bit more off, some halfway house situations.
Diddy and his sons aren't coming after Jaguar just because of what she's saying about them, but because of what she has to say about the industry. Diddy was only the first domino to fall, and if people like Jaguar keep speaking out, many other big-name celebrities are going to go down too. Jaguar worked with Beyonce and saw J-Lo up close. She knows all of their dirty secrets.
All Jennifer Lopez had to do was marry a white boy, Oscar winner, for people to stop remembering that she had a gun in her pocketbook. She had gunshot residue on her hands the night that Natanya was shot at that club.
Damn, man.
For all we know, that bullet came from the gun that was in her hand. And not once has she spoken up for the betterment of that woman. Not once has she donated to her family or for her medical bills that she's still paying, or say something in her defense to stop Puffy from gaslighting her and trying to put hits out on her because he was afraid that maybe one day they would open the case and she still has the bullet fragments in her face. Like J-Lo has said nothing. Nothing. And you really thought that just running off and marrying Ben Affleck was going to take you out of the Diddy downfall? But it saved her the first time though, didn't it? Because as soon as that club was over and as soon as they finished interrogating her, when she sat there and cried like a baby, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. Benny Medina put her with that drunk white boy until she ran him off. Like, there are people sitting here screaming out at the toll that the atrocities that Sean Combs has done to their lives, and you're trying to avoid your part in the story or the fact that you never spoke up. You know, you want to tell people on the low and put it out there that the movie was about you getting away from Puffy, but you didn't think about the trail of girls that you left behind. Happens to Cassie if J-Lo had said something to Diddler back then.
Diddy's behind bars, but the real story is still unfolding. His sons are suing, witnesses are disappearing, and Jaguar Wright says she's ready to drop even more names. The question now is, who's next? Make sure you're subscribed, because the next chapter in the Diddy saga is going to shock everyone.
Oh my gracious, man. This Diddy saga and talking about Diddy kids is... I feel sorry for them. Even though they not kids, they grown. Everybody keeps saying that. But they grew up without... I think fathers who are struggling and want their kids to do better is help discipline and bring a kid up. But if you got a millionaire father that's doing all kinds of wrong themselves and giving the kids any and everything that they want because he can afford that, it ain't no struggle. So now the kids are spoiled. So they still kids. Apparently they are, because I would have never, let anybody that I know is into some type of hurting somebody else. I don't even know what y'all want to call it. Let them hurt somebody else and let me find out about it. And they know me. They know good and well. Not only if I'm going to off you, but I'm going to talk so bad about you. Shame on you. Try to even open your mouth and try to tell Uncle Mike what to do and what not to do. You know this is wrong, and you did it anyway. God dang, that got to be... Look here, I'm going to get on up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to all my enders. Shout out to the enders. Shout out to everybody who like my music, man. Appreciate y'all so much. And shout out to all my haters. Love the haters, baby. That's their job. A hater, Gene Deal. A hater job. Don't stop them haters from doing their job. You just suck it up and do more. Suck it up and do more. That's why I act like I do. Because I don't even know. I got one thing I want to say, man. I remember being at work, and one of my work associates, because I ain't going to call him a friend, he said to me, this is what he said to me, y'all. Don't talk. I speak to everybody. Good morning. How you doing? Hey, how you doing? Good morning. I speak to everybody. And he gonna walk up to me. Don't speak to him. Don't speak to him. He racist. Man, look. Told me this 2 or 3 times, but he racist. Look, bruh. I don't have time to pick. He racist. He not. He racist. He not. With this person, I don't know about him, so maybe should I speak to him or not? I speak to everybody. I don't care. The fact that he's racist and you think he racist, that's why you don't speak to him. You giving him what he wants. Dummy. I thought I was the dumb one. All this time I thought I was you giving him what he wants. So you should speak to him. That'll get on his nerves, don't you think? Hey, how you doing? Good morning. I don't have time to sit there and sit. Well, this person, I ain't gonna speak to him. I speak to everybody. I don't give a shit if you like me or not. I speak to everybody. If you don't like me, that's your problem. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that part. I like and love everybody. We have any questions with that? Do we have any questions with that? I like and love everybody. Because that's what God wants you to do, man. That can't be that hard. It can't be that hard. Oh, my God. Don't know what to say, man. You have never seen me say anything negative about anybody, but you have seen me come on here and protect myself. Believe that. I never say anything negative about somebody. I will talk about you because you did what you ain't had no business doing. Y'all take it light. Take it slow. Y'all tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Double peace. Peace out.